happened. I convinced my girlfriend to come onto my YouTube channel with me, and we're probably gonna break up like 4 seconds after this YouTube video is published. You're supposed to correct that, honey. I mean, really, most of the famous lesbian channels are couples, so we could probably just sit here like a couple of mannequins and then make out with each other at the end, and that would like be my best viewed video. I did a video on my favorite lesbian movie at the end of last year, Kiss Me. It's a Swedish movie. Have you seen that? You've seen that, yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, pretty good.
Pretty good. But anyways, after I put that out, you told me that I should do a video about your favorite lesbian movie. And then I was like, no, we should do a video about your favorite lesbian movies. Stay tuned. This is another special girlfriend edition of Lesbian Movie Review Stew. We're about to talk about Saving Face and why it is one of the most underrated lesbian movies of all time.
I'd like to meet her.
You don't know my mom.
Exactly. 你有没有男朋友啊?
Now mother and daughter
你什么时候回来?
will face their fears.
Kiss me. Right here in front of all these people.
The movie takes place in New York City and follows Will, a young doctor who is in the closet deeply and who meets somebody new that catches her eye.
It's also about her mom.
Yeah, actually, there's a lot about her mom, which I loved. And you know when I'm more interested in the straight plot lines, or even am interested in the straight plot lines, that there are some good plot lines. Okay, so what are your overall thoughts on the movie?
Yeah, I mean, I really love the movie. It's my favorite lesbian movie, as you know. I love that it's features an Asian American main character and family, daughter of immigrants.
Which you can relate to, because you are also the first generation child of immigrants.
Yeah, totally. And then I also like that it's kind of a lighter movie. It's not super heavy and too sad or serious. It's
what? It's like super heavy sometimes. Like there is a loss in the movie. There's some heavy moments.
Yeah.
You didn't even remember it? I guess it wasn't heavy for her.
Wait, which scene are you talking about? Cut. Which scene are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Okay.
Wow, so cold, so cold. My first impression is like the same. Awesome movie. Yeah, I'm a little surprised that this movie hasn't gotten more traction in our community. I would guess it's probably has to do with the fact that neither of the leads are white. Did you know Will Smith was a producer on this movie?
Will Smith? Really?
Will Smith, the Will Smith. That like surprised the hell out of me. Like, how did he get connected to some random lesbian movie?
Yeah, that makes me like him even more.
That guy's like too many places. He's like everywhere.
Yeah.
Like he dominates YouTube, he dominates social media, he's like dad of the year, rapper, actor.
Yeah, he's pretty talented. I feel like I'm saying really lame things.
You're not. Baby, if it's lame, I'm not. Baby, don't worry. If it's lame, I'll cut it out.
Yeah, he's got a lot of talent. What I'm talking about.
My favorite line is when Will's dad is doing Tai Chi in the basketball courts, and he goes, "Fate is for the lazy."
That's a pretty good line. I didn't pick up on that one, so that's I think I
noticed it because I was like, wait a sec, I'm one of those people who believes in fate, and I'm lazy. So
yeah,
I was like, yeah, fate really is for the lazy.
They really saw you with that line. When the mother and the daughter have their neighbor over for dinner, and like the mom is being really nice, like outwardly nice to the neighbor, but then like saying things in Chinese to the daughter and like kind of like
she's
all
talking
over him. About him,
and then he's like eating there, and she's like making fun of him for eating too much soy sauce, and she's like smiling at him, and he's like, yeah, give me the soy sauce. Yeah. He has no idea.
Totally. And my parents would do that all the time. Like when my friends came over, they would be like really nice to them, but then they would like whisper things in Gujarati to me, and I was so awkward. It felt so awkward. Did
they ever say shit about me?
No comments.
Okay, we already talked about this a little bit, but the real star of the movie is the mom. Actually.
Yeah, Joan Chen is awesome. And she's an amazing actress, but her character is also really cool in the movie.
So there were some moments where in this movie, which is probably why it's a good movie, where you're like genuinely very frustrated with Will, the lead character. Like for instance, The first time Vivian goes to kiss her, she like won't kiss her.
Yeah.
It's Vivian. There's like a supermodel awesome chick.
Yeah.
And she's staring at your face and leaning in to kiss you, and you do like what you do? How do you do anything but just like go almost? I would probably headbutt the chick. That I would be so into that kiss.
Sorry, you threw me off with the headbutt comment.
Okay, maybe not headbutt. Hey, remember our first kiss when I was like? It reminded me of when we first got together. You were like not into PDA at all. You were like not feeling it at all.
Yeah, I think I was like just kind of shy. So,
but now we'll like get it on in the middle of the street, basically.
It's true.
Okay, so this movie is like timeless. I could have sworn this came out 2 years ago. This was released in 2004.
Yeah, I know. I feel like it's just as relevant.
Like, newsflash to movie producers, don't ever show cell phones. As long as you don't show a cell phone, we can't tell what you, like, when you're watching a movie, like, even if it's a thriller and has nothing to do with, like, social stuff, when they pull out the Zach Morris phone, you're like, oh, okay, this was shot in the late 90s or whatever. But they didn't show any cell phones in this movie. And I really was shocked that this was 2004.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember watching it. I think I was in college or something.
I was still in the closet during that time. I was in the closet while playing collegiate golf.
So, how far in the closet were
Not
you?
very. Okay, so I do have a few critiques of this movie, but first I wanted to get your critiques. Like, did you have anything that you thought, like, it didn't quite hit the mark on?
No.
You think it's perfect? You don't think there's anything wrong with the movie?
I can't think of anything right now.
It's just a perfect movie for you.
I guess I haven't really thought about that much, but I feel like you probably like Vivian because you're kind of like Vivian.
Maybe. I'm like Vivian.
Yeah, in that you're like pushy. And
What? Okay, so here are my critiques for the movie. One, it's way too long. The movie lags in the middle. They could have chopped about 20 minutes off of it. And it's a really great movie. So
but I disagree with you. I feel like I wouldn't mind I wouldn't have minded if it was longer.
you want the movie to be longer? It's already like 2 hours long. Or you want some
really?
freaking Lord of the Rings saga? The lesbian edition?
Yeah, like I wish it was like a trilogy.
Oh my god. Okay, you've reached a whole, like, I'll agree that it's a good movie, but it ain't that good with hobbits. They're rebooting everything now. We might get a reboot of this. We might get a sequel of this with some hobbits thrown in for just good measure.
Another thing I like about the movie is how they actually portray Will's kind of background. So, and her Asian American background. So, because one of the big themes of the movie is, kind of her Chinese community, the Chinese community that she's a part of and her family's a part of, and she kind of goes back and forth to Flushing, frequently in the movie. But I like that they didn't portray her community and her culture as like this terrible, like oppressive, homophobic thing that she has to fight against. And it was a little bit more nuanced. Like, there are folks in the community who are maybe a little bit homophobic, but then there are other folks who are supportive or who just didn't care, and that's refreshing.
So the kiss is all tension, all build up.
You're talking about the first kiss, right?
Yeah. So we have to rate their first kiss. Yeah. I always rate the lesbian kiss. We're gonna rate their first kiss. There's many more. As far as their first kiss, it's a lot of tension, a lot of build up. Will like falls to get out of it, which again I don't understand that.
But I think it's like, it's great because it kind of like shows how Will is changing a little bit. Like, her first instinct is to kind of like fall or avoid or run away. And, because she's a little bit closed off, but then like, she kind of like, makes herself more vulnerable.
Okay, Roger Ebert, but do you have to symbolize everything in a kiss? Like, just make out with her. Okay, so 1 out of 10. What do you give this kiss? 1 to 10.
I'll give it a 9.
I'm gonna go 7 because there's no tongue. I need tongue.
So like every time I kiss you without tongue, do you give me a 7?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. If that. Sometime lower. Okay. Baby, I need some tongue. You better be shoving your tongue down my throat if you want 10s. Don't give me no morning pecks. Conclusion, God, I love this movie so much. It's so underrated. Go watch it if you can. I think it's an important movie to see. So for me, out of 4 stars, I'm gonna give it 3.5. If they would have chopped 20 minutes off of it, I'm giving it 4 stars, but because they didn't, it's 3.5 for me.
For me, it's a 5 out of 4. And the only reason why it's not a 6 is because it wasn't 20 minutes longer.
Okay, this has been amazing. I am just so thankful to my girlfriend Ro for coming on here and validating me and putting me up there with all the great couples channels. I know how YouTube and the internet can be. If you do have anything negative to say about her,
keep it to yourself.
That's right. Keep it to yourself. She don't need me to. I was gonna say like I will come through that screen, but I don't even need to say that because she can take care of herself. Not sure if you can tell, but I'm just a little bit in love with this woman. And she's in love with this movie. So, all right. Until next time, I've been Amanda. This is Ro. We're out. You just waved goodbye. You know.
What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, go ahead and wave. Goodbye.